Hello, gang. Happy New Year. Well, sort of. I mean, it's 2 weeks into 2021. But, anyways, this is Bill from Old Format. Today, I want to do another entry for Jeff Witcher. This is the same gentleman that I did my five music memories for not too long ago. And by the way, Jeff, congratulations on your 200 subs. So today, the question is, can you recall your first five albums, your first five purchases? I assume he meant purchases in general. If not, I'm going to try to distinguish between the two really quick. Um, Now, I bought CDs first. I started when I was 11. I didn't have a record player, and I wasn't really focused on buying LPs because my dad already had a whole bunch, so I just listened to his if there was anything I needed to hear. Um, so yeah, when I turned 11 and like the family, got our first CD player, my I started buying. My my first CD, and I'm going to do the LPs in a minute, but my first CD was ACDC sorry, I'll do it this way. ACDC Highway to Hell. It's from 79. This is a remaster. I had an older copy for a few years, and then when these remasters came out, I just decided to purchase them instead. I love the sound of them, and I love that I have basically an almost complete set. I'm missing a few. Um, but I love this album. Front to back, I can listen to every song on here. And I don't know. I'm going to try not to talk too much because I don't want to freeze up. When I watched the last video, I was freezing up quite a bit. But that's ACDC. That was the first one. The second one, and this is at least the third time I've had to purchase this one because I've had really bad luck with it. I talked about it in the last video, Nirvana and Nevermind. And I, again, purchased in 94, not too long after I found out about Kurt Cobain's passing. If you watch my Five Musical Memories video, I talk about how I learned about Nirvana through a friend in grade school who ended up telling me that Kurt Cobain had just died, and this was my first time hearing of Nirvana in general. This is another album that when I'm in the mood for it, I'm not always in the mood for it, but when I do put it on, I can play it front to back. It's a great album. Always did like Nirvana. Now this next band, I don't have this particular album, but I did. It was my third CD, and it was Guns N' Roses. This was Greatest Hits, but the album that I had was the Spaghetti Incident, and honestly, didn't really care for it too much. GNR are okay. I also did a video where I talked about if GNR would release a 2-disc compilation, I'd be more than happy to buy it. But as far as compilations or as far as albums are concerned, I'm probably not going to buy the discography. Because again, I had Spaghetti Incident for a few years. I don't remember how many years I had it for, but I didn't keep it very long. I wasn't listening to it too much. Down on the Farm is an awesome tune, though. If you look it up, look up Down on the Farm, GNR. Uh, it was probably my favorite song on that whole album. The other memorable tunes were Ain't It Fun, which is, I think, yeah, Ain't It Fun is actually on here. It's so I can still listen to it. Same with Since I Don't Have You, it was okay. I mean, they're paying tribute to a 1950s doo-wop song, so I guess you'd have to be like a doo-wop fan or you'd have to be in the mood. I don't always listen to it myself, but it's not bad. It's a pretty good song. But yeah, Down on the Farm was my favorite on that album. The big not hit, but the most recognizable song on that album was their cover of Nazareth's Hair of the Dog, which was pretty good. As for the actual Hair of the Dog, I probably never have to hear it again, but GNR did it justice. So that's GNR. That's my third. Number four, I was just listening to this last week or 2 weeks ago, and it occurred to me that I did end up replacing the jewel case because the jewel case was cracked, scratched, and everything. I could probably stand to replace the whole album because the CD is also scratched, and so is you know the cover is also a little bit jacked up inside and out. Aerosmith's Greatest Hits from 1980. Uh, Good album. Got me into some of Aerosmith's not a lot of B-sides or album cuts, but songs that I didn't know. Because for a compilation album, it had Dream On, Same Old Song and Dance, Sweet Emotion, Walk This Way, and those were probably the biggest hits on this record. And then there was like Last Child, which I have heard on the radio, but it doesn't get played very often. Back in the Saddle is a song I know from. I honestly, I don't know. You know how sometimes you just hear a song everywhere? That's what Back in the Saddle was. Draw the Line I learned from hearing it here. Kings and Queens I learned from hearing it here. I have heard Kings and Queens on the radio about a year ago, like one time. So where I live, it's not a very popular radio single, but it has been played. Come Together, that's a cover of the Beatles' Come Together, and then Remember Walking in the Sand is also a cover. I forget who does the original, but still a pretty fairly decent album. Still thinking I might replace this copy because, like I said, it's pretty scratched up. So I might buy this exact one, or I might buy the revised edition that goes up to 1988. I haven't decided yet, but that's my number four. And for my number five, and it was funny, I kind of felt like I was going full circle because my number five was AC/DC Back in Black. Can you see it? Well, it's kind of hard to see it, it's all black. But yeah, I had to have it. Everybody had to have it. It was one of the biggest albums ever recorded, still kind of is. Hell's Bells, I remember the first time I heard Hell's Bells, I was at a friend's house in grade school. I mean, we weren't really close friends, but there was one time where we hung out in the basement, and I remember he played Hell's Bells for me, and I had to have. When I heard Hell's Bells, I knew I had to have it. So you had Hell's Bells. Shoot to Thrill has been played. Back in Black and You Shook Me All Night Long. Do I have to say anything about those two? Have a Drink on Me. I don't know. You might have heard it. I'm not sure. I do know there's a cover of it. I've heard the cover version on the radio. I heard 6 Feet Under's cover of Have a Drink on Me late night on a radio station. And guys, help me out here. Has Rock and Roll Ain't Noise Pollution been played on the radio, or is that just all in my head? I don't remember. Anyways, those are my 5 picks for like first albums. Now, really quick, I still got about a minute to go. So really quick, if you're talking about like first actual LPs, I can give you 4, not 5. And the reason for that is it just gets kind of fuzzy. I can't really remember what came next. But Back in Black was the first one. Robert Plant Now and Zen was number 2. Jimi Hendrix Experience Smash Hits was number 3. And then Elton John's Captain Fantastic was either 4 or 5. Like I said, I can't remember. Like I said, it's a blur. But anyways, those are my picks. Those are my albums. These are the first 5 I bought ever, and the ones I just mentioned were the first 4 or 5 that I bought on vinyl. So, once again, this is Bill from Old Format saying thank you for watching, and please check out the channel, check out this video and the others. And again, Jeff, congratulations, 200 is a great number. I hope to get there one day. I'm not even close to 200. I don't want to brag too much, but I still got a way to go before I hit 200. So anyways, I'll see you later. Take care.